Hi everyone, this is jlin from DMAI. I am the content manager and working with the empowerment team on really building the DMO reputation in the meetings market. And so this week I wanted to share a little bit about my LinkedIn diaries. So part of 2015 really is understanding exactly what are the opportunities for DMOs to participate in LinkedIn conversations and really be able to connect with meeting planners online and in social media. So I've been through this for about a week, and I just wanted to share some findings and also some of my plans for the next month or so. So really, there are four things that I wanted to cover today, and the first part is the profile section. Second is groups. Third, I want to share just some observations based on my involvement over the past week. And then lastly, I want to share some ideas that I have for metrics. So really want to make sure that the social media activities are contributing to our intended goals. So let's get out of here and go into LinkedIn. Okay, so here I am in my LinkedIn, and the first part is really the profile. So before I got involved in any of the groups, I just wanted to make sure that my profile was at least up to date. It had my photo in it, my job description and everything was accurate. So LinkedIn is really great. They provide this profile strengths meter, which allows you to really gauge exactly how complete your information is, because as you start interacting with people, you'll definitely get an increased number of profile views, potentially people who want to connect with you, and you just want to make sure that you have the most up-to-date information there. So next is groups. So if I go into interests and groups, I actually had joined quite a number of meeting planner communities in the past, primarily using it as a research tool, basically just putting an ear to the ground, listening to what people are talking about, but I never really participated in any of the conversations. I primarily used it as a research tool. So in 2015, I really want to change that, get involved, and start building my network online in a more stronger way. So this is the list of groups that I had already joined. If you are not in any groups yet, you can search for meeting planners. You can search for MPI or PCMA. Different chapters have different groups. So really look for the ones that would be applicable to you. And as you join them, you might have to be approved. Some groups are private and others are public. So looking at my list of groups, I wanted to jump in actually to the groups that were most active, because I wanted to be able to hear more recent conversation, more timely conversation, and be able to respond in real time to those issues. So the top right corner, you'll notice some numbers, and those basically reflect exactly how active they are in that particular moment. So for example, the Biz Bash group that I'm a part of has had 10 updates. Some others include the event planning group, which has 8. So these are the groups that I primarily wanted to focus on first to see exactly what they're about. So if I click into Biz Bash, it provides a lot of information. So you can look at all the members inside. You could look at any active discussions or promotions that are happening. But ultimately, you really want to be part of the discussion. And so what I've been doing all week is basically viewing these discussions, so you can sort them by popularity, which is really helpful because it provides insight into exactly what people are interested in talking about, and you can get in on those conversations. You can also sort them by most recent, and I've also discovered that there are a lot of self-promoting articles in here, and you don't have to read through all of them. I think it's most important just to be able to browse through all of these find out what people like, what people are interested in hearing, and then being able to join in wherever you are relevant and where you actually have some good opinions to share. So one thing that I noticed really is, the lack of DMO voices. So you see a lot of suppliers in here, but actually no real presence by DMO sales professionals, which has been noted by meeting planners in the past. They've observed the lack of participation by DMO sales professionals online. Which is unfortunate because actually 5 days ago, just within this first week of LinkedIn activities, for me at least, I came across this particular discussion. This event management manager, who is actually a top contributor in BizBash, has a question about, she has a group of 30 high-level executives looking for a unique evening activity or venue in Miami. And, these are questions that DMO sales professionals are actually highly, highly qualified to answer. And so, Claire from Steven has responded, hey, check out our destination guide. She also shared some ideas for Kara, and I followed up by saying, I have a contact actually at the Miami CVB specializing in corporate events. Justin is one of our members, our sales professionals, part of the DMEI community, and I just dropped in an email, and Kara responds a day later saying thank you to us both. And so these are the kinds of opportunities that, while may not be especially applicable to you if you are not Miami, but they are questions that DMO sales professionals should be aware of and should take advantage of these opportunities where possible. Lastly, I just wanted to cover pretty quickly on what we're measuring. So, there are actually 3 things that I've observed that can be measured. One of them is actually right here within the group that I am a part of, and it's really this group contribution level. So I actually started out this week just at the lowest level. It said getting started. But quickly after just 1 week of commenting, liking discussions, providing insights, I'm quickly becoming, a person who's building influence within the group, and I am 1 step away from being a top contributor. And just like in Kara's profile here, she is called out as a top contributor for the BizBash group. You can also be showcased here. So it's really all about building your visibility and your reputation in front of a very important audience online. The second thing that I am looking at is the who's viewed your profile section. So LinkedIn actually provides some basic stats for free members, and as you can see, I haven't really been active in a lot of places, but just in the last week, it shows that I've had 4 profile views, up 300% from the previous weeks, and it also summarizes all the actions I took. So I took 26 total actions, commented on 16 group topics, shared some updates, liked some updates, and I also added a couple of connections that I made through these groups. And they also anticipate my profile views going up to 10 this week, which is higher than what I've had just in the last 3 months alone. So pretty good for the first week's work. Just depending on how much time you have to dedicate to this. To give you an example, I participated basically a half hour each day in the various groups. So if you only have 1 or 2 groups that you want to focus on, that will definitely cut down your time. But it's really worth a little experiment. And if you do take on this activity, I'd be curious to know how you guys are doing. The last thing that we will measure eventually is webinar registrations. So as you probably know, Empowerment puts on monthly webinars for meeting planners, and we haven't had too much success in driving registration from LinkedIn alone. We haven't been very consistent in building that, so part of building my personal reputation on LinkedIn within these groups is when it does come to me sharing a particular resource like our empowerment webinar. We want to see if there is an uptick in registration coming from LinkedIn after having participated in these groups and in these discussions. So stay tuned on all of that.